From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Rob Westgate. Federal officials say they were able to seize 109 kilograms of elvers, worth as much as $500,000, at Toronto's Pearson International Airport. The Department of Fisheries and Oceans, in conjunction with members of the Canada Border Services Agency, carried out the seizure on Wednesday. The elvers, a juvenile eel, were slated to be shipped overseas. The seizure comes 2 months after DFO officials announced the elver fishery would not be reopening due to safety and conservation concerns. Toronto's request to decriminalize the possession of controlled drugs for personal use has been turned down. Ottawa informed the city's health officials that there were too many concerns linked to public safety. The decision came Friday evening after weeks of political pressure from the opposition Conservatives and the Ontario government to refuse Toronto's request. With a similar pilot project in Vancouver, the BC government recently received federal approval to recriminalize public drug possession, a major climb down for the first-of-its-kind pilot in Canada. Thanks in part to favorable weather conditions, the wildfire danger in Alberta's Fort McMurray area has been downgraded to low. Earlier in the week, the danger level had been classified by Alberta Wildfire as extreme. Still, thousands of locals remain out of their homes due to a still-standing evacuation order. Officials say they will likely not be able to return home until Tuesday at the earliest. South of the border now, where former U.S. President Donald Trump used his day off from his hush money trial to headline a Republican fundraiser in Minnesota. Guests there paid at least $500 per person to be in St. Paul with the presumptive GOP presidential nominee. Trump says he will carry the traditionally Democratic state.
This is an official expansion, Tom, of the electoral map. We're going to put this because this is so in play. Did you see? 2 polls came out. One had me 1 point behind. One had me 2 points up. And another one's coming out tomorrow. And the word is that I'm 2 points up. I don't know if that's good or bad. How are you 2 points up to Biden?
Trump took the stage after attending his son Barron's high school graduation earlier in the day in Florida. And finally, Sharita Greer is now the 5th American citizen to face criminal charges after traveling into Turks and Caicos with ammunition. Greer, a mom from the Orlando area, was arrested on Monday after security found 2 rounds in her carry-on. In 2022, Turks and Caicos upgraded its law, which prohibits unlicensed firearms and ammunition with a mandatory sentence of 12 years. Greer says she is a registered gun owner in Florida, and she never expected the ammunition to be in her bag. Greer was released on bond yesterday, but cannot leave the island. She is due back in court in July. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, the Florida Panthers will meet the New York Rangers in the NHL's Eastern Conference Final. The Panthers doubled up on the Boston Bruins 2-1 to take the best-of-7 series 4-2 and advance to the Final Four in the playoffs. The Panthers reached last year's Stanley Cup Final and lost in 5 games to the Vegas Golden Knights. Still on the ice, the Professional Women's Hockey League's first Walter Cup winner will come down to either Boston or Minnesota, with that best-of-5 series starting Sunday in Boston. Over to the hard court now, where the Indiana Pacers turn the tables on the New York Knicks with a 116-103 victory to even the NBA's Eastern Conference semifinals at 3 games apiece. The decisive Game 7 will be played Sunday at Madison Square Garden in New York. And the Toronto Blue Jays catcher Danny Jansen broke up a perfect game bid by Tampa Bay's pitcher Tyler Alexander. The Rays, however, did end up winning 4-3. From the Canadian Press, I'm Rob Westgate.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.